Hey, it's Barry with Growing Roots Farm. How you all doing? Thanks for watching. I've got the pigs back behind me. Going to give an update on what we're doing with them. They're I think 8 to 10 weeks old. They're about, some of them are a little bit, maybe a little bit younger, maybe 6.5, 7 weeks old. We got them in from the same lady we got them off of last year, but they were in two litters, maybe 2 litters primarily, and they were a couple weeks different. So there is some difference in the size in these pigs as opposed to last year. When we got them, they were all the same litter. They were all roughly the same size. But let me spin you around here. So we just moved them out. It's pretty much impossible for me to take footage of them moving out as I'm doing it, because literally my hands are full. We had them in the barn with this netting up against one of the walls, and that was their training period, I guess you would say. They had about 12 days inside the barn where they were learning that they would get shocked if they touched this net. So we set up, we've got our fence charger over here, solar charger. We just set up 2 100-foot fences together. This is plenty big. What we're planning to do is this section right here, we're going to let them root it up, and then I think we're going to throw a whole bunch of like pumpkin seeds and gourds and stuff like that down here, stuff that vines out, and we're just going to kind of let it take over this little corner section of our field. I guess the move made them thirsty. They've had access to water the whole time, but I think maybe it makes them a little bit nervous, but they're happy to get the water right now. Yeah, we've got 13 of them, and they're all I struggle with the name. They're a Gloucester. They're a GOS. GOS were all the sows. The boars were Hereford, and we got one Hampshire back there. So the 12 of the 13 are a Hereford Goss or GOS mix, which is what we had last year, and the pork from that was phenomenal. And then the other one is a Hamp slash GOS. So yeah, I think that move maybe got them a little bit nervous. Plus I did notice the water was a little low this morning, but I didn't worry about filling it up because we're moving the tank. So I guess they didn't have access to water the entire morning. But either way, what we've done is, I'm going to step over here and not shock myself. Because this is just temporary, we're just reusing what we had. That's actually our chicken roost. If you watched any of our videos from the greenhouse over the winter where we keep the chickens and the rabbits inside, that's actually the chicken roost. We just threw a tarp on it. This is temporary. We're going to keep them out here for about a week or so, week to 2 weeks maybe, somewhere thereabout. We don't know exactly yet. And then we'll be taking them back out to the woods where we had our hogs last year, and we'll start the rotation up there. So what we do essentially is we start with them in the barn where we can keep them 4 good walls, and then we use the perimeter netting to train them. We use the barn as a training tool, and then we move them to a corner of the property where I can see out the window. We got the house just right up there. I can see down here. As I'm working, I can kind of keep an eye on them, make sure that we don't have any getting out. As I said, about half of these are smaller than I prefer, and they're just smaller, and the netting, we got it as low as it'll go. It just makes me a little bit nervous. So we keep them up here close to the house for right now until they get a little bit bigger and a little bit better trained on this fence, and then we will go from there. Boy, they are thirsty. They've had water, I promise. They've got their feed under there, so that all they need is a little bit of shade, and they got their water, their feed, and they got a huge environment here that they can root through. We are perfectly fine with them rooting up the ground here. As I said, we're going to turn it all we're going to throw a bunch of seed in it anyway, and kind of let it go from there. So this is I guess this is kind of the start of our hogs for 2024. Last year we raised 8 hogs and they did really well. The whole process honestly went easier than I really had thought up. We kept them moving every 10 days on average, and we had enough paddock. We had enough room to manage all those paddocks just in one section of woods that we weren't using for anything else. They helped clear up that land. The only thing I didn't get to do over the winter, which I really wanted to do, was chainsaw out some of the undesirable trees, some of the brush that really need to come out to allow more sunlight to penetrate. That way we could get more of a silvopasture process going on. So that's going to be the goal over the course of this year for that little section, and I'll show you that as we move along. But for right now, this is the start of pigs 2024. They were my favorite animal of 2023. I guess we've added the sheep since then, and sheep are still at the top of my list right now. They're just, they've been a delight. They've been really easy to work with, and they're fun to watch. But pigs are right up there close to me. I used to show pigs. I grew up on a hog farm, although very different environment than we are doing right now. But we decided to increase our numbers. So last year we were at 8. This year we're at 13, and we'll be going from there. It's going to be a fun ride. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.